Going in 10. 3, 2, 1, go.
Our message of the week this week is New Year, same salty hive. We have Samantha, Trish, and Justin here to talk this over with me. And we are going to start with just how, and Chuck, of course, and we will just going to talk about how you would brief this in a regular class when this one comes along. So, New Year, same salty hive. Samantha.
New Year, same salty hive. That doesn't mean that we're not trying to improve every year, but our goals and our mission are going to stay very similar. Our messages of the week are going to stay set very similar, and we are going to continue to pursue getting you all healthy and fit and happy and having fun in that process.
Love it.
Same. Just kidding. What she said.
Were you at Samantha's class yesterday? That's what she said in brief.
Remember what she said? Just repeat that. I mean, a lot of the same things that Samantha did say, but I just like to remind people it's like it's not your goals when you're trying to pursue health and fitness aren't anything crazy. And so I think it's just kind of a reminder of like we're still going to do the same thing. We're still going to work hard every time we're coming in here. And we're not going to switch anything up because what we've been doing has been working. And so if it's not broke, don't fix it. Is that the right phrase?
Yeah. Right.
So it's like we're going to continue on with the same things that we've been doing for years now.
Justin?
When you say crazy, I think like dramatic, like not any dramatic.
Yeah, like we're not going to like start doing new movements necessarily. We're going to stick to classic CrossFit.
I knew what you meant. I wanted them to.
Now you know.
What am I supposed to say?
How are you going to brief this?
Just like the last one I was on, and probably this will be the last one I'm on now. So was like it just depends on the mood I'm in. Today. Especially with this one, I feel like I came up with this one in like spite of all the junk that the fitness industry puts out around the first of the year, like new year, new you, like it's time to forget the past and change your whole life and change the way you eat and change the way you sleep and change the way you train. And it's just like everyone's inundated with garbageness and like money grabs around January. And so I felt like when we came up with this a few years ago, it's like I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm like, Happy New Year, guys. Like, guess what? It just is another Monday here. Like, it's another week. And that's not, I think the fun one I like about this is you got to have a sense of humor because it's definitely not an effort that we're not trying to better or improve, but it's like we're going to continue CrossFit, continue pursuing CrossFit to the, like, CrossFit, I feel like is an unreachable goal. And like, that's where we're headed. And like, that's our values aren't going to change and we're just going to continue to strive for them. So yeah, I don't know what I say on this brief. Like depends on who's in my class and what I'm cooking up to now.
How you feeling that day?
How much sleep I got.
Oh, that's great. I would like to preface this is being done in November, but we are posting it obviously in January. But I would like
November
to talk.
November nails are obvious.
This is the Chiefs
Oh
nail.
shit! Aren't you a Bills fan?
Oh my gosh. I am. Bill's fan. I'm Josh. Does that make you happy? Since yesterday.
Okay.
Josh hates it. The Bills beat the Chiefs yesterday.
Okay.
That's right.
We are now going to just reminisce a little bit on the past year. What are some maybe good memories you can recall, or kind of just talking about 2025 in a nutshell?
Need the tissues.
I'm not gonna cry.
Maybe you need tissues. Anyone can start on this one.
I might anyway.
Just pass the baton.
Me? Well, 2025, what a year. I actually was kind of having this reflection of 2025 because it was like the year I grew a human, which is kind of crazy because I found out I was this human. It was the year I found out I was pregnant. And I feel like, and maybe it's different for everybody, but it's just like if you're finding out you're pregnant now, you're having a baby in 2026. So it's just like almost the entire year of 2025, like I was growing a human and becoming a mother. So I feel like that transition was wild. And I've gone through lots of different phases with the pregnancy where it's just like I was coaching and I was training regularly, almost to the day that I gave birth. And so it's just like having that process and now taking a month off and like coming back to CrossFit. I think it has been quite the journey. So it's just like being pregnant while training, being pregnant while coaching, and doing all of those things that have seen lots of different phases in the year.
I actually think that's great. I kind of want to stick to that for just 1 second. How did your last competition was DCC last year?
Mhm.
Last year. So you went from training as like a highly competitive athlete, and then you got into this pregnancy phase. How did your goals and mindset and things change throughout this process for you over the last year?
I would say, I mean, it's hard because leading up to DCC, I honestly felt like I was already kind of checked out. But I knew that I had a competition coming up, and so it was just like I still wanted to put my best foot forward and train and give it my best effort. And then after DCC, it was just kind of like I'm just gonna chill. Like I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna do my workouts, I'm gonna do movements that feel good to me, and like I might even throw in some scaled workouts. And this was even before I was pregnant. Like I remember coming in after DCC and like I'm gonna do kipping pull-ups instead of butterfly pull-ups. Like it's just like when you have a skill, you feel like you always have to do that skill. And I feel like butterfly pull-ups are one of those where it's like I have butterfly pull-ups, so I'm only ever gonna do butterfly pull-ups. And so in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna go back and do kipping pull-ups. And like kipping pull-ups are way harder than butterfly pull-ups. And so I feel like I just kind of gave myself a little bit of like doing things that I wouldn't typically do because leading up to a competition or the phase that I was in, it was like, how can I make a workout harder, whether that's going heavier or going faster, or like setting a time and strategizing workouts. Where like after DCC was like, I'm just gonna go and like do whatever I want. Not whatever I want, but it's just like I didn't have so much pressure coming into the gym. And it honestly made working out a little bit more fun because I didn't have, like, I wasn't necessarily working towards something. So it was a different goal of like fitness for my life versus like fitness to compete.
Cool.
And so I think having that transition was really nice. And then I just kind of kept that rolling into pregnancy.
Awesome. All right. Other memories from 2025 or highlights or anything that you guys would like to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, I just like to look at when I think of the year in general, it's like, I feel like we had an awesome holiday party and a bunch of liftoff celebrations from 2025. Like we're about to get into the liftoff, so that's fun. And then another awesome open with 100 plus participants. The open is always a good time. We did the engine on for the first time. I think the third annual Hero Week. I'm just thinking like gym stuff specific. Bringing you on full time. That happened at the beginning of the summer. Was it May?
It was in May.
And then yeah, we're looking forward to the liftoff for this to end 2025. So again, similar theme of like our holiday party, the open. We're kind of adding some things here and there. But I think a lot of those things, just like another like notch on the belt of like fun, success, good memories. Nothing. I can't think of anything particular that's jumping off the page, gym wise.
Yeah, I guess one that I would say is as I was reflecting, because I knew this was coming, as I've been reflecting over the last year, the first thought that comes to my head is like, oh, I kind of have had a lame year. I've done some comps, but not really. I haven't really trained that hard, and like I like didn't go on that many vacations. And then I like really think about it, and I'm like, coming on full time was such a huge highlight this year And it's like, that was the focus. Like right when that started happening, that was the focus. And so then I like find this like huge wind of like gratitude. Like this has actually been the coolest year ever. Like I've got to go on full time with this thing. I get to see all the things that are going on in the back end, and I get to try to help every day. How can we make this place this much better? Like you said, we don't have to change overnight. We don't have to change huge things every day. All we need to do is try to inch our way every day to make this place that much better. And I love that I've gotten to become a process of that. So that's probably, I'd say, my highlight this year. Samantha, do you have anything?
Yeah, I feel like with the gym, we're at a point, and a lot of it's behind the scenes at this moment, but we are really propelling ourselves. Like, again, it's not going to feel dramatic to the members, but I feel like the base that we're setting up at the end of this year through 2025 is going to like really set up an awesome 2026. So we have a lot of things that we've been starting to track on the back end, to talk about on the back end, and have started rolling out, right? Like our movement mastery camps, I think, are a cool thing that like our members are having a lot of fun with, that we're going to continue, right? Like we're really diving into making sure that nutrition is still like fundamental. It has been, but we're just like really trying to figure out how to make
Talk about the accountability program. Just by that.
Okay, and the accountability program that we're rolling out. I think we are really laying a foundation that is going to be solid for 2026. So, and I feel like I'm very proud. Another thing that I've noticed over this year, I'm very proud of our members and our coaches. And I think we have a good base of members that have been with us for a long time, and make it so that new members adapt and are welcomed in much, I don't know if easier is the right word, but I've noticed this like adaption of new members, and all of our members in classes like rolling with the flow, knowing how stuff works. Like it just feels well oiled at this point. And so I've been really proud of that over this past year.
Love it. That was awesome. Okay, now we're going to kind of get into our bullet points. The first one is our process works. And what is said underneath that is we remain focused on building a community of hardworking and supportive people that want to better their lives practicing the CrossFit methodology. In what ways do we currently do that? And in what ways are we going to continue doing that?
You can start this one.
What's that?
Just sticking with this process of building the community of hardworking and supportive people that want to better their lives practicing the CrossFit methodology.
What way do we do that? I think just consistently showing up and consistently doing what we do and not getting distracted with things that we don't do, right? Like we're a CrossFit gym. That's what we do. We do conditioning and gymnastics and weightlifting. We often put them together, and we coach you. We're going to warm you up. We're going to hold the standard. We're going to cool you down, and we're going to slap your hand and pick you up when you need it, right? That's like the community aspect. So I think coaching is just like what I said at the beginning with CrossFit. Like there's no coach in any discipline that's like hung their hat up and been like, I did it. I am the coach. Like I have achieved coach status. So I think as a coaching cohort, as a coaching crew, like we're always trying to nitpick and get better and find an extra minute and nitpick ourselves, and produce a better service. I think that moving forward, our accountability program and just building communication, building a line of communication a little more in depth and consistent with our members to coaches and coaches to members is just going to allow us to do that better. And I like what Samantha said, like the community is kind of like the statement of like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force him to drink. Like we have the pond of community. Like you can like dip your toe in it, Like you can take a drink or you can take your shirt off and dive face first, right? And so it's really how you interact with that pond. Like, sure, I guess we could splash you if you like stand on the outside, but that's like nobody has ever had fun getting splashed, right? So it's like when they're on the outside of the pond. So I think the community aspect is so much more about how the members treat each other and like reach out, whether it's a new person or someone that they haven't met yet, and like their interaction. And it's like our job to keep that pond clean and like make sure people know like that anyone's welcome in it. But like when you're in the pond, that those are the people that are like making it. So I really like what Samantha said of like hats off to all the members that are doing the thing, that are making the community awesome. Because like we can only, as a coaching staff, we can only do so much. It's the community members that make the community great.
Love that. Any other comments on that?
I mean, I feel like Justin covered it a lot. And I think I just want to add that, like, we feel very confident in our process, and we feel like we have a very good like product and all of that we're offering. And I think we have all been in communication 80 times over the past 2 weeks about ways that we're going to adjust events for next year, ways that we're going to improve them, how we can alter some things for next year. So I think just that continual, like it's been said, pursuing virtuosity, not just in like the in the workout time, in the class time, but also with that like pond piece that Justin's talking about. How can we make it engaging for everybody?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think one thing, I thought this is where you're going with that, but like the lift off works, like a progressive overload, and like working on your mechanics for a couple weeks and then going heavy and then going really heavy. Like we've seen lots and lots of success over the years with the lift off. And I would say this year more than ever, and it's like hats off to you guys that are listening because you're communicating with us. We've been willing to, like the Thursday thing was like a lot. And then it's like, oh yeah, like people can't, not everybody can come in Tuesday and Wednesday every single week, right? So like what we're doing works only if you're able to do what we're doing, right? So I think that example has kind of got the wheels spinning of like, okay, what, like this stuff works. How can we make sure everyone's getting enough of this stuff in the right doses, in the right manner? Like doing 135-pound thrusters and ring muscle ups, like that's okay. Let's help you find what version and dose and timing of CrossFit you need to take a step forward. So
Awesome. Any other comments on that? Okay, our next bullet point is our messaging is true. We have had pretty much the same with slight tweaks here and there, the same message of the weeks pretty consistently, I would say, for the last at least year to year and a half, maybe 2 years. Why do we keep that consistent? What's the importance of continuing to say these messages of the week?
I feel like they're just good reminders. And I also think we do have a handful of new members that come in. And I remember at some point when we started doing the messages of the week that we had a member come in that was newer, and they're like, I like know that I should drink water, but you telling me to drink water is like just like another reminder that, oh, it's so simple, but I do need to drink water. And maybe they can be redundant to people who've been here for years, but it's just still a good I feel like reminder is the best word that comes to mind of like the things that we're trying to strive for. But I feel like you also get a good enough variance on the coach that who you have that hour, because we all explain it a little bit different. The way that Samantha says it might hit someone more effectively versus like someone Justin joking with joking with never. So I just feel like it kind of depends on who you hear it from, and you might get something out of that, because we do have like the title of our messages of the week, but we all have our own little spiels, I guess. And maybe even our own experiences with certain things. And I think when you share your own experiences, that can be really effective for people. Like, yeah, I drink more water, but how I get more water in is X, Y, and Z. Someone might be like, oh, I never thought about drinking water before my coffee to get more water in, like that type of thing. So,
For sure.
I also think it stresses importance. Like if we said a message of the week once and then never came back to it, like how important is that message of the week to us, right?
And would
Like,
that stick?
and would it stick? No, it wouldn't. So again, yes, our members that have been here for years, they've heard the same things, but it's because it's what we believe in. That's what we stand for, and that's really important to us.
And when we started this, so like a little background on the message of the week, I think it was Jason Ackerman, best hour of their day, was they were talking about what affiliates can do to like meet their clients' needs with CrossFit better, and he was basically saying like a more educated member on like the CrossFit methodology, the better that member is. Like mechanics, consistency, intensity. Like, hey, member who's been here for 8 years, like, what are we talking about this week? Mechanics, consistency, intensity. Like, you're rounding your back like a nerd on the deadlift. Like, let's pull, let's do better, right?
I wasn't expecting.
I was like,
No, that was literally.
That was perfect. I'm gonna start using that.
I was
Start
gonna-
calling you
Don't be a nerd.
I felt like I was gonna say something rude, and then it was like not rude.
I like
There it
it.
is perfect.
So anyway, our goal was to educate people to, I guess, like not manipulate, but condition people to like do the things we want them to do, know the things that we want them to know, like have some information. So like when we do this long conditioning workout today, right before a couple of heavy days, they might be like, oh, constantly varied function movements, like across broad time and multiple domains. Oh, we're going, okay, that's why we're going long today, right? Like, okay, I'm not just pissed at this Monday workout that takes forever. Like I get why we're doing it. And honestly, if you've been here a few years and I'm like, all right, guys, message of the week, we're talking about our values. What are our values? Like, I love when David's like,
Yes.
That's what I was gonna say.
like hard work, accountability, consistent. Like, you know, it's like community, hard work, accountability. I'm like, yes, exactly. Hey, we're talking about CrossFit. What is CrossFit? Constantly varied function moves performed at high intensity. I'm like, dang. We're like, guess what? We're gonna keep doing it. The more you guys do stuff like that.
For
Because
sure.
like there's two processes. I like that they both kind of touched on it. It's like we want to slowly integrate the new people. We don't want them drinking from a fire hose, but like, hey, like let's try this week, and then next week let's try that. And I really like it's got to be kind of eye opening to a new person when they are around for a couple months and they start hearing it again. They're like, oh, I remember when I heard them talk about what is CrossFit 2 months ago or 4 months ago. I was in a totally different spot. Now, 4 months of CrossFit, I know what CrossFit is, right? And so we're trying to educate the new people, and we're trying to, I guess, indoctrinate the people that have been around for a long time. Like I would love a 2, 3, 5, 9 year member to be like,
You want me to brief this
yeah,
one?
you want to tell us what the message of the week is? Like, hey, Mego, the message of the week's this. Tell us what you think about it. You know, like that. That's, I mean, we're in charge of the class and we're in charge of group management, but we're not like better than the member. Like we're all trying our best with all these messages of the weeks too, right? So, and I just think that it comes back to new year, same salty hive. Like it's the same messages too. Like we're not changing the messages or changing what we think's important. What we think's important are these messages of the week.
Yeah, and absolutely. And that repetitiveness, like you said, it like you might not realize it, but that's when it starts to stick in the brain, right? That repetitiveness, like, oh yeah, I am gonna like think about drinking water this week. Like that type of repetitiveness is really good. Our next bullet point is our mission is to help. So underneath that it says, we remain consistent in our process and approach because we want the best for all of you. Our process is the belief that consistency, patience, lifestyle, sacrifices, and working hard over time will yield you results of true health and abundant fitness. So I just kind of want to go in depth on that mission statement.
I'll start. So at any point, any of the coaching staff, our top priority is to make this place and your experience in it better. So I know that we say that in a number of things, like our our goal is to help, and we are here to help, and I think that's in our communicate with your coach. But it's true. And so note that everything that we are doing is in an effort to make this place better and to make you better and to make this a more enjoyable and effective experience for you.
That was great.
You said something about consistency.
Yeah. We remain consistent in our process and approach because we want the best for you all. Our process is the belief that consistency, that's where that
Yeah.
patience. I'm good now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what came to mind and like what I heard you ask is like, why are we remaining consistency in this? And like the whole point is we're here to help or something about help. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe that like in any relationship, you're gonna have more impact on one person if you trust that person and like trust you that like there's some predictability, right? That it's not like, oh man, I never know what I'm gonna, and that's like that's what we're trying to do here. So there's a little bit of predictability, and like the class starts at 0-0 on the clock. Like the brief takes 3 to 4 minutes. Like they're gonna warm up. We're gonna do CrossFit. We're gonna cool down. And so when we're consistent in who we are and our messaging and how we do the things, then people like can take a sigh of relief and like they trust what they're gonna get here because it's like who we are. It's what we do. And when we can build that trust and people walk through the doors and they know they're not worried that they're not going to get warmed up, or they're not worried that the gym's not set up, or that they're not going to have space, or that the class is going to go over. Like those are things that as time goes on, our members aren't worried about because our coaches take care of those things, right? And when that like trust is built and all those like worries are broken down, then we can actually build a relationship and get in there and help people. Mm-hmm. And so it's like kind of coming back to just getting better at the nuances of coaching in class and the structure and the routine and what an appropriate class workout is, all that stuff, and building better communication with our members through the accountability program. Like those are the steps forward. The more we know you, the more we can help you, the more information we have, the better we're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Did you
talking and I forget what we're talking about?
You're good.
Did you say something about patience?
Yeah, so that was definitely one of the things in our process
I guess that's what sticks out to me is like being patient with the process. And I think especially in my example or in my phase or my journey, I've just started coming back to CrossFit. And so it's just like one had given birth and 2 took a month off of anything. And so I think those 2 things coming back to CrossFit is just like I'm nowhere near where I was when I left, and I'm nowhere near to where I was in my fitness journey. So I think like just reminding people to be patient with whatever that might be. If you're wanting to learn a new skill, if you're wanting to lift a certain amount of weight or lose weight. And I think that that's kind of, again, where I started pretty fit before I even did CrossFit. And now I'm going through the journey of gaining 40 pounds and now going through the process of losing that weight, And so I think that it's just like, I think that having a different perspective, because it's like I've never had to like lose weight before. Now I'm going through that process, and I know that it's a journey and it can take some time. And I think that it's just a reminder of myself to be patient with the process. And I think it's just a reminder to anyone else who has a goal that it takes time.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially during this time of year, which when this will be posted, it will be New Year's. I think the main thing about this message is we're not a gimmick. We're not going to say that we're going to get you fit in a month because We're not going to promise that. But if you are consistent and you take off your shirt and dive into that pool, you will find results. They might not be in a month, they might not be in 2 months, but you will find results in one way or another, whether that's muscle gain or weight loss or confidence or anything, like, or maybe you just find more joy in your life. You find a community, you find people. You are going to find results here, but we're not going to promise you it's going to be in a week.
Yeah.
Like all the new year, new me things that come about.
I think with the patience thing that got me thinking is CrossFit, the program by design and the goal of the program takes more patience. Like if you like signed up for deadlift gym and like you went and you're like your only goal was to get better at deadlifts, that's going to happen faster. Like you will get better at your deadlifts if you joined a powerlifting gym, because they lift heavy and they hinge a lot and they're like worried about moving external loads. That's it. Like that's 1/3 of what we do. And we don't like to, like we're going through a phase with the liftoff cycle, or we do that every fall, and we're trying to maintain the fitness that we just built up for the engine on and like all the running we did. So it's like it's a greedy style of fitness. So not only will we not guarantee that like much will happen in a week, like we'll promise you that much won't happen in a week, because like you're not like, that's not our goal. Our goal is to build broad and general fitness and broad time and modal domains. Like we're working on it all. So if you're just like if you're just starting, or you're feeling like frustrated with your improvements on certain things, like realize that like we're trying to do it all. And that's like the beauty and kind of the frustration with CrossFit is it's not meant to be done overnight, because we're trying to do it. We're pursuing lots of different things. So you need extra patience when you're engaging in CrossFit.
An additional pillar to CrossFit that is often overlooked is the longevity of it too. So yes, any goal that you have, if it's within a year or two, whatever, I want that for you. And my overall goal is that when you are 50, 60, you can play with your kids and be healthy and happy and all of those things. That is like a huge pillar for CrossFit, is the over your lifetime. So that just like adds an additional complexity to what Justin was saying. Is we have 8,000 things that we're trying to get better at. That's one. And then the second part is like overarchingly, it was developed to help you live a more full lifestyle, not just be a competitive CrossFit athlete. Well, that is cool. But right, there's like that piece that we also have in mind.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. New message of the week. New year. New message. It's like that's the third dimension. Like CrossFit is constantly varied function moves performed at high intensity, and our goal is to increase our work capacity across broad time modal domains, unless that means we're pursuing the increase in work capacity so much so that when you're 37 you can't do anything anymore and your fitness stops. Right? So the third dimension of CrossFit is referred to as health, and it's work capacity across broad time modal domains over your lifespan. And so that, like, I think I probably touch on that a little bit because I'm an aging athlete. Like I've been doing CrossFit for 14 years. Like I'm not gonna continue to get better at CrossFit. So like my goal is just to hold on and squeeze as much of the fitness as I can, like hold on to as much of the fitness as I built over my 20s and early 30s, and like take it. Like I hope to and plan to be a 50-year-old doing muscle ups. Like not every day, maybe not every time they're programmed, but like occasionally if I got an extra 20 minutes, show up and make sure the shoulders are greased and grooved and like hit a couple muscle ups on the benchmark day. Like that's kind of, I look forward to extending that 2-dimensional concept into like that third dimension. So anyway, patience, life.
Love that.
So it's fitness.
Any other little thing to say on that? Okay, last but not least, we are heading into 2026. Obviously, we've already discussed, we're just going to go in and do our thing. But is there anything, goals or things for members to start looking forward to in 2026?
I feel like we're trying to broaden our reach outside of just this community. And I think that that's close, and I think everyone's going to be excited about that, and meeting populate and bringing populations in here that wouldn't have the opportunity otherwise. So that is what I'm really excited for. I hope at this point, like, everyone knows what the accountability program is looking like and they're loving it. And even if it's like not your thing, I hope that you take some appreciation as just like someone reaching out to you on a month-to-month basis just to check in. And then it's like, I think that 65 Roses is in our rear view, and that was like awesome. But I think that what that taught me personally is like our team's really good at organizing fitness things. Like that doesn't have to be the games, and that doesn't have to be for elites. But I hope and plan to execute more of in-house and out-of-house throwdowns here. I think that we can pull it off, and we have a good team for it. So outside of the meat and potatoes, which is the 7 classes we run every day and the members that walk through the door, I would say like next, like the mobility and the movement masteries and the accountability programs that add to that, I'm hoping to kind of reach more populations, kind of spread the Salty Hive love in 2026.
Awesome.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of like, I don't know what I'm looking forward to. I think the biggest part is just like finding the balance of now being a parent and coaching and training. Like, I think again, the last couple of weeks is when I've started coming back to the gym, and there's been some learning curves of like, it's much harder to try and work out when you have a baby, and your sleep schedule is a little off, so you're not always going to feel good. So I think like personally, that's like where my goals are. Like, how can I, one, continue to work with nutrition clients? What is that going to look like if I'm wanting to coach a class? And so it's just like finding that process, hoping 2026 it becomes a little bit more smooth than what it might look like in the next couple of months. So I just think like learning to balance life a little bit more with running a business and being a coach.
Love it.
Personally, this will be my first year as a master's division,
Master!
which I don't have any plans for that, but that's just like, it'll be fun. I don't know. So that's exciting. Personally, I feel like it's given me I'm not signing up for comps. Just don't come at me. But it's like,
We got both of you. You guys can both sign up.
Quarterfinals is back. Like,
there we go.
yeah.
I'm like excited to do the open in that division, I guess. It's given me a little bit more motivation in my recovery that I had lost before. So that's cool personally. And then as far as the gym goes, I know we've talked a lot about things staying the same and like similar and not changing a bunch. And I still am very excited for hearing all of our members' goals, because January is still a good time to set some goals, right? And like to reflect and figure out what those might be. So I am hoping and encouraging members to still come and talk to myself or anybody up here, or any other coaches, and figure out how we can help you with those. I like to, do additional coaching or side one-on-one or whatever that might be to help members get to where they want to be.
Love it. Yeah, I'm on that same boat. I am excited to give more to the members that we already have. And then, like Justin said, also start to try to bring other populations and give them the gift of CrossFit, right? And give them all the benefits that CrossFit comes with CrossFit. So I'm excited about that. And then as well, always continuing to try to give to our members and making sure that we can make this place just as good as we can for you guys. We appreciate you, we love you, and thank you for being on this journey with us. Woo!
See you next year.
New year, same salty hat. See you next year.